Hey everyone, it's Brooke here for another Anita Goodesign video. Today we are going to be working with our critter cases. Now in order to start your design, you will need to first create your freestanding pieces. This will be your ears, your hands, and the feet for your bag. And I will also need you to complete the back file. To start off our video, we are going to be working with the front file as I already have those other files complete and ready for you. So we're going to go ahead, work with the front file. We're going to hoop a piece of no-show mesh stabilizer, and we will begin by running our placement stitch. Now, as you can see here, this is the placement stitch for our zipper. You can go ahead and line your zipper up, secure it in place with some tape. Now we will run our next machine step, which will be the tacking stitch for your zipper. The next step in our design will be the folding stitch. We are going to lay our fabric right side facing down. You want to place the edge of your fabric along the edge of your zipper. Now we will tape in place. Run your next machine step, which will be your folding stitch. Now that we have our folding stitch, we'll go ahead and remove the tape. You're going to want to pull the bottom panel down taut and tape in place. We will now run the next machine step, which will be the tacking stitch for the bottom of your bag. With the bottom of our bag secured in place, we will now move on to the folding stitch for our top portion. You're going to align your fabric right side facing down with the top edge of your zipper. Secure in place with tape. Run your next machine step, which will be your folding stitch. Now that our fabric is tacked in place, we're going to remove the tape. You're going to pull your front panel forward, pull it nice and taut, and tape in place. Now that this is secure, we're going to run our next machine step, which will be the tacking stitch for our top panel. For our next step, we are going to be working on placing the face applique for our monkey. Now you'll see that your next step is a placement stitch. However, after your placement stitch has been run, you will then be creating a folding stitch. This will create a nice finish for your applique. And now you can see our placement stitch for our first set of applique. You are going to go ahead and lay your fabric right side facing down. Align the bottom edge of your fabric with the top edge of your placement stitch. Secure it in place with some tape. Run your next machine step, which will be your folding stitch. Now that our fabric is tacked in place, we can go ahead and remove the tape. You're going to want to pull your applique fabric down, pull it nice and taut, and tape in place. Once secure, run your next machine step, which will be the tacking stitch for your applique. Now that our first set of applique is tacked, you're going to use a pair of sharp curved applique scissors, and we are going to trim our excess material close to the tacking stitch line. Run your next machine step, which will be the placement stitch for your second set of applique. So now you can see the placement stitch for our second set of applique. We are going to go ahead and lay our fabric right side facing down. Align the top edge of your fabric with the bottom edge of the placement stitch. Secure it in place with tape. Run your next machine step, which will be your folding stitch. Now that our fabric is tacked in place, you can remove your tape. You're going to want to fold your front panel applique forward, pull it nice and taut, and tape in place. Run your next machine step, which will be your tacking stitch. Next, we will take our curved tip applique scissors. We will be trimming away our excess applique fabric close to the tacking stitch line. And now that we have our folded fabrics tacked down in place, we are going to run the rest of our embroidery steps. You will then pause once you've reached the placement stitches for your hands, feet, and ears. Now we will align our freestanding pieces with our placement stitch. Be sure to lay your hands, feet, and ears facing wrong side facing down. Secure in place with tape. Now we will tape all of our freestanding pieces in place. This is what it will look like once you have everything secure. We're going to go ahead and run our next machine step, which will be the tacking stitch for all our freestanding pieces. Now that we have our freestanding pieces tacked in place, you're going to want to make sure that you remove the tape and, the most crucial step, pull your zipper just under the nose of this design. Pulling your zipper like so will help you turn your bag right side out at the end of your project. Since we already have our back panel finished, we're going to go ahead and place our panel on top of our design with right sides facing down. You want to make sure that you are aligning your tacking stitches with the tacking stitches on the bottom panel. Secure in place with tape. Run your next machine step, which will be the tacking stitch for your entire bag. We will now remove our design from the hoop. Using a ruler and rotary cutter, you can trim your design down to 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. Using your seam ripper, we will now score the no-show mesh stabilizer that is located behind the zipper. This will then help us turn our bag right side out. We have so many cute designs to choose from, including our wonderful monkey that we made today. We also have a bear and this fun little unicorn. You can stitch these out as singles or as little critter pals. We have a cow, this cute little monster. We also have a puppy, a tiger, and a beloved bunny. And now you've seen some of the samples from this awesome collection, Critter Cases. You can see that we had a lot of fun with our textiles and prints and threads. I hope you all enjoyed this tutorial and happy sewing!